Hi everybody, my name is Rupa. I am working as assistant professor in Chevrolet Engineering College in the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. I am dealing the subject renewable energy sources. Today's topic is wind energy sources introduction. So already we discussed some introduction about these wind energies. So the wind energy conversion devices are normally known as wind turbines because these convert the energy of wind steam into energy of rotation. So the component which rotates this is called as rotor. The term turbine and rotor are equal as synonyms, are equally named. Because wind turbines produce rotational motion, wind energy is converted into electrical energy when we connect this turbine to the electric generator. The combination of wind turbine and generator is called as aerogenerators. Okay. Wind turbines plus generators are called as aerogenerators. After converting this into electricity, a step-up transmission is required. So if you already converting the electric energy, after that we send that electrical energy to a step-up transformer and we increase the voltage capacity of the watts what we have generated. So it is usually step-up transmission is usually required because it has to match relatively the slow speed of wind rotor to higher speed of electrical generator. So although windmills have been used for more than a dozen centuries, for example, the applications are grinding grain and pumping water and large scale electric power generations these has been developed over last 50 years. The largest wind generation built in recent times was in 800 kilowatt units operated in France. It is operated from the years 1958 to 1960. In this, we are using a flexible 3 blades propeller. It was about 35 meters in diameter and it produced the rate power in a 60 kilometers per hour wind. And the rotational speed is 47 rpm. And through this, the maximum power developed is 12 megawatts. So this wind energy, though it is developing in our developing countries, it is one of the America's greatest natural resources. The US government plans for installation of wind turbine generators with a total capacity of 1 gigawatts. Okay, so it planned for 1 gigawatts in 1985 only. Okay, so it is using from 1990. It seems now from 1990 it is using 1 gigawatts power for supplying to its country. So windmills have been used for several centuries in countries like Netherlands, Denmark, because in these high velocity wind is available in abundant quantities. In these two countries, Netherlands and Denmark, the velocity of wind will be available in abundant quantities and there will be a high velocity of winds. Nearly 30,000 mills means industries, are capable of producing 100 megawatts and 3,000 industrial windmills generate under 100 megawatts were operating in Denmark at the turn of this century. Coming to the India, in India, the interest in the windmills was shown in last 50s and 60s, early 60s only. Before, we don't know how to use the wind energy. So, new designs were also developed, but they are not sustained. They are not made continued. Some disadvantages are there in those designs, so they dropped these designs. It's only the last few years we are developing this work in many institutions. An important reason for the lack of this wind energy is India is low and it is very uh, appreciable with the seasons. That means wind will be varying with the seasons. So data quoted by some scientists that for India, wind speed value lies between 5 km per hour to 15 km per hour. Okay, so this is the wind capacity. But for America and other countries, when compared, it will be maximum to 60 kilometers per hour. But for India, we are having average of 5 to 15 to 20 kilometers per hour only. These low and seasonal winds imply a high cost of exploitation of wind energies. We are calculating the performance of the typical windmill, in which unit energy is derived from the windmill will be at least several times more expensive than the energy derivable from electric distribution. So the cost also increases. And the above this above what we have discussed for the windmills is also not suited for the rural areas. Because first electrical power is not there, and windmill will not be available in many such areas due to high cost of generation and distribution to small dispersed users. Secondly, this is the first reason, and second reason is there is possibility of reducing the cost of windmills by suitable design. So if you take this on small scale, the total first cost for serving a felt needed and it contains low maintenance cost. And the most important one is cost of energy. Unit cost of energy will be high. Okay. For this we can use dry cells, and these dry cells provide energy at a cost of about rupees 300 per kilowatt hours. And these are common both in rural and urban areas. Okay. Next, if you see in India, these windmills satisfy a large scale energy production at some favorable sites. Okay. In some favorable sites only we can establish these windmills and we can run and produce electricity. In the high hill areas we can see these windmills nowadays. For example, if you even casual polls among villages, they quickly reveal that the first concern is invariably water for drinking, washing and irrigation, and lifting water is a task which a windmill can perform. These can be performed for the rural areas with the windmills. So for such a task, a windmill should produce about 100 watts, considering that a pair of bulb rods often used for water lifting in villages, it provides a 250 watts power. Many projects on windmill system for water pumping and production are of small amount of electrical power has been taken by various organizations. Suppose these such as National Aeronautical Laboratory Bangalore, Central Salt and Marine Chemical Research Institute Bangnagar, and Central 8 Zone Aerodrane Research Institute, CAZRI, Jodhpur, etc. These are the various organizations that have been taken up. So this wind energy, it offers another source for pumping as well as electric power generation also. And this in our country, India has a potential of over 20,000 megawatts of power generation, and it ranks as one of the promising countries for tapping the source. The cost of power generation from wind farms has now become lower than diesel power. And when we compare this to the thermal power in several areas of our country, especially when we compare this to the nearer coast also. So wind projects of aggregate capacity we are having of 8 megawatts, including these include 7 wind farm projects of capacities. Each is having 6.85 megawatts. This has been established in different parts of the country, in which out of these 3 megawatt capacity has been completed in 1989 by DNES. Okay, so wind farms, these are operating successfully, and these have already fed over 150 lakh units of electricity to the respective state grids. And over 25 megawatts of additional power capacity from wind is under implementation. 150 lakh units out of 150, apart from 150 lakh units, we are additionally supplying 25 megawatts also. So under demonstration program 271, wind pumps have been installed up to February 1989. And 60 small wind battery chargers of capacities 300 watts to 4 kilowatts are under installations. These are the introductions to the wind. Next topic is basic principles of wind energy conversion. The nature of the wind. First we see the nature of the wind, and after that power and what are the patterns we will see. So how will be the wind means, producer means the circulation of air in the atmosphere. If the air is circulating in the atmosphere, it is caused by non-uniform heating of Earth's surface by the sun, right? On the land, it is one type of heating, and on the surface of the water, it is other type of heating. Actually, when the air gets heated by this solar radiations, it gets heated up, it gets warm, and this warm area expands. And when it is expanded, it is forced upwards by a cool and denser air. This cool and denser air will be flowing from the surrounding areas, causing a wind. This forms a wind. So warmer air and cool air, these both circulates due to variations in the densities of the air, and this forms a wind. So the nature of the terrain, the degree of cloud cover, and the angle of sun in the sky are all the factors. These factors are influences in this process. So what is for formation of wind? What are the main factors influencing Earth? First one is terrain, the place, the degree of the terrain means slopes are there, like the degree of cloud over, how are the clouds over the sky, and angle of sun in the sky. What is the sun's angle to that place? These are all the factors which influence the production of wind. In general, in the day, air above the land mass tends to heat up more rapidly than the air over waters. In coastal regions, these manifests itself in a strong onshore wind. At night, this process is reversed because air cools down more rapidly over the land and breeze blows offshore. The winds are of the main planetary winds are caused in much the same way also. So the main planetary winds are caused in the same process. What is the process we will see? Cool surface air sweeps down from the poles, North Pole and South Pole. Cool surface air will be sweeping down, means covering the down part of the atmosphere from the poles. Okay, from the poles, because at poles the air will be cool. So it is sweeping down the atmosphere and forcing the warm air over the tropics to rise. Okay, so bottom cool air will be there. It sweeps down all the area above the atmosphere, and above to the cool air, warm air will be there. Okay, so this cool air forces the warm air to go up. Okay, this is done at tropics, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. That means at the equators. So when this cool air sweeps the down from the poles, it forces the warm air over the tropics to rise. But the direction of this massive air movement is affected by the rotation of the earth. And the total overall net effect is a large countries large countries in this clockwise circulation of air around low pressure areas in the northern hemisphere, and there will be a before there is counterclockwise direction, and now there is clockwise circulation. So due to this sweeping of cool air to the warm air, in northern hemispheres we are having counterclockwise direction in the earth's surface, and in the southern hemisphere we are having clockwise circulation in the southern hemispheres. Okay, so the strength and direction of these planetary winds changes with the seasons. As the solar radiation changes, this strength and direction of the planetary winds, this wind is called as planetary wind, this also changes with seasons. And we are telling that wind is having a varying nature. This is called as intermittent nature. Wind patterns means the pattern of the wind, how it is moving and how it is forming. This wind pattern at any particular site, it remains remarkably constant year by year. Okay. Average wind speeds are greater in hilly areas, and coastal areas are also they are greater. This wind tends to blow more consistently and with greater strength over the surface of the water when there is less surface drag. Okay, over the surface of the water, this wind will be more consistently blowing, and with greater strength it is blowing on the surface of the water. These wind speeds will be increasing with height. Suppose if you take a 10 meters, there will be 20 to 25% greater than wind force when compared to close to the surface. Okay, so suppose if you take a wind speed of 60 kilometers per hour at the surface, it will be 25% more when you take 10 meters above the surface. Suppose at the height of 60 meters, they may be 30 to 60% higher again. So when we go higher from the surface, the wind speeds will be increasing. Because at the earth surface, drag effect will be there. Above the earth surface, Due to the gravitational force, drag effect will be there, and this drag effect will be disappearing when we go up the up above the atmosphere. So the wind speed increases above the surfaces while we go. This is the nature of the wind. Next, power in the wind. What is the power in the wind? So from this power in the wind, we will discuss tomorrow.